Boom, we're recording. Well, I took a nice little detour down to Germany. Croatia was a good time. Berlin, I've been here before. I didn't remember much about it. And then as soon as I came back, I was like, oh yeah, there's a wall, and that's about it. And it was pretty boring. Not connected to the app. Did this thing just stop recording? No, it's still recording. It was just alerting me. I'm doing a new thing with the camera and the microphones. We got these lavalier mics. But yeah, Berlin, during the daytime, wasn't too impressed. But as night falled, a quest came upon us.
Yeah, it's a hipster shithole. It's like if Austin and San Francisco fucked. There was a lot of graffiti. I appreciated the amount of graffiti, more graffiti than any other city. But the live bands were lacking. And for such an artsy town, I'm surprised there wasn't more music.
The quality of the graffiti was better, I'll give it that.
I liked the local drug dealers. It was kind of a thing there.
They're exactly who you'd think they would be.
Yeah, they travel in packs. I thought they were running a union, but they were all independent contractors, apparently.
Yeah, you know, they all just get the same idea. That's why when certain people say, well, this group is conspiring to control the world, it's like, no, these other groups aren't conspiring to steal your bicycles. They just kind of come to that conclusion themselves on an individual level, which is, I think that's a liberal perspective.
Hey, you know, they're operating in the informal economy, and if it moves, the government should tax it. If it doesn't, they should subsidize it. I felt safe in that park walking with you, Eli, because, you know, we both train, and I also had this authentic World War II Nazi dagger by my side to shank a motherfucker if shit went south.
Is that really a Nazi dagger?
Yeah, this farm I've been staying on, all sorts of relics from the past.
No symbolism?
I mean, the thing is, our country...
Waffen Fabric Neuhausen, 911-579. It's got a serial number.
Yeah.
Thing's got history, man. You think it's got bodies on it?
I feel the souls it's taken. Yeah, this is an authentic piece. Yeah, apparently this belonged to the guy I'm staying with, his grandfather, who was a Nazi by obligation because everyone had to join back then, and he detested Hitler. So he was not happy with his predicament, but this was his knife. So this belonged to a Hitler defector.
So what are you doing out here?
Well, my band came out here to play a festival. This farm I'm at is owned by a dude who I met last year at a festival. We were playing in Spain, and he's like, I love the band. Y'all are beating up all the bad guys, taking everybody's cash and stealing all the women. And he's right on. So he told us he's going to get us this festival out here this summer in Germany. So we came out here. He's got this farm. The band left. I stayed to help him out, as well as finish this book I'm writing about rock and roll and selling weed.
Nice. Yeah, we're in a town called Celle, which is about a 2-hour train ride north of Berlin. And it's got a really nice small village vibe to it. The kind of place you think of when you think of a Christmas Eve, a small German town with snow on the roofs, dancing upon the footsteps of cobblestone entrances to gelato shops and donut stores.
Yeah, small town, big hearts, even bustier bosoms.
A lot of huge tits.
Yeah. The lactation effect here is it's robust.
It's got to the point where there's so many huge tits, I'm thinking there's a deliberate attack against tits in Austin or America as a whole, because you don't see tits anymore. You really don't. They used to be everywhere.
That's because you hang out at a bunch of homoerotic bathhouses, Eli.
You were there with me.
We were supposed to not talk about that. I'm already slipping. Jeez. No, we were not at the bathhouse. Don't worry.
Yeah, a bunch of people said we should go to the Kit Kat Club. Ooh. And we looked it up, and it was like a sex club. And we were both like, probably not. But then we looked on the maps, and it was half a mile away. So we're like, we could walk 12 minutes. And apparently it was really exclusive. They let us in right away, because obviously. And yeah, it was, imagine a dance club, but there's just beds everywhere.
Yeah, we looked in the corner, them people are fucking. We looked to the side, those people are fucking. We look over on top at the top floor, this guy's eating a woman's foot. Yeah.
That's about all that happened.
I mean,
but it was it was an interesting it was an interesting night.
and if anything did happen there, it never really happened because they take your phones away. So
Yeah, they take your phones and your clothes. It's not mandatory, but they stressed about taking your vest because you had a shirt with a vest over. They're like, at least give us the vest. It's like, all right, like we got to have something.
yeah, we experienced.
It wasn't super gay though. It really wasn't. I'm sure there were. I mean, there was a good amount of gay people there.
Yeah, there was some
A lot of
firsts.
staring, but there was a lot of chicks.
Some firsts for our friendship this trip. And they say keep Austin weird, but I think Berlin's just a little bit weirder in a more deranged way. A lot of 10 a.m. ketamine addicts hanging out in elevators that would...
Yeah, the next day we went home. We slept. We were home by 2 a.m. We slept a full night, and we went out the next day to get some coffee. And there's a bunch of people out there still on a bender from the last 3 days.
Oh, they don't stop. They don't stop. And, I was doing so much ketamine in Austin, I had to pretty much hide away at a German wood farm for 3 months. I'm out here, just chilling hardcore, and I'm seeing these people. And it's true what you say. When all your friends are on ketamine and you're not, you're like a special education teacher. So I felt like I had a mental edge on all
I
of
wrote that about you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, the jokes come full circle. Now I see the other side of the table, and I felt like a mastermind.
Not just you. All of our friends.
Oh, of course. I think it's kind of a psyop. I think they're pushing it on the masses to like really dumb us down.
I mean, I've said before that ketamine is more useful than an MK Ultra drug than LSD.
It's useful.
It makes you very impressionable.
Sure, if you have it in the therapeutic window of dose, but you have to have discipline. And the thing with our media and far-right capitalism, they push want and consumption on us to where once
I become very gullible on a lot of ketamine. Like I've gotten emails where it's like, you won a $500 gift card, and I'll be like, oh really? This is like, wow, that's so cool.
You know what though?
Whereas normally I'm like, oh, spam,
There's an element of sorcery though with ketamine, at least that so it seems, because I've conceived ideas on K, writing songs, writing art pieces, documentary I filmed. Last Halloween party, I went to a mansion and this woman told me if I jump into this pool fully clothed, then a spell will come over me and I'll make $100,000 this year. And I was on K, so I believed her, but I did it, and guess what? I made $100,000 this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ketamine can induce delusions, but if you keep doing it, they come true.
Yeah. Delusions are tears of the genius. I think Charlie Sheen said that, and I've cried enough rivers to build an ark and sail away.
But Germany is nice. There's I would say Germany hasn't been overtaken because a lot of these countries have been infiltrated by other countries.
You want to talk about a psyop. I think I'm going through an internal psyop. There is a worm in my stomach telling me to consume sugar because the raw pork they're eating here every morning, raw pork. It's a delicacy. I've eaten raw pork more times in 1 week than my entire life. And I'm going to deworm when I get back to Austin. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, that's a little sketchy. They said it was a delicacy, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go down that road.
But see, the guy I'm staying with, Christoph, he had a colonoscopy.
You know what else is a delicacy in Afghanistan? Young boys. Just because it's a delicacy doesn't mean it's good.
Well, in ancient Sparta, they would fuck their young boys to toughen them up from war, and they were some diehard motherfuckers. So, there's cultures differ, man. In the Bible, I'm pretty sure it says we're confined to the laws of the land. And if laws are a certain way, is it unethical to follow them if you hold yourself to an American standard, but you're in a foreign land?
Yeah, like we've been smoking weed in public this whole time.
Which is weird. It's illegal to sell weed in Germany, but not illegal.
You can't smoke it inside, and you can't smoke it around children. So we've been smoking it outside,
You know-
which is probably not a good look, but it is nice.
You know, you're speaking of weird laws, you're going to Spain tomorrow.
Yeah.
It is illegal. So if a gang of kids comes up to you and beats the shit out of you, like 6 of them, there's little child gangs now in Spain. If you even touch the kid in self-defense, you're going to jail.
I've always thought about that. In America, though, can you defend yourself against a minor?
Yeah, I was in Spain a couple weeks ago, and 12, 11-year-olds showed up out of nowhere, beat the shit out of me, took all my shit.
What?
No, I beat the shit out of them.
Oh, man.
It was in a school bus, though. I went into their school bus and just started throwing haymakers. Took their lunch money.
You hurt a bunch of children. How American.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't you have a gun joke about that?
Yeah, it's making people angry on YouTube.
That's
I
okay.
said that I have a gun in case I need to defend myself against a group of school children.
You know what I'm noticing, though, about the angriest people online? They have the least to do in life.
Well, yeah, that's why they're online. That's why if I get super rich, I'm just going to be online all day arguing with people and telling people I'm better than them because I'm rich. And they'll be like, no, you're not. If you were rich, you wouldn't be online arguing with people. And I'm like, actually, this has been my plan all along.
You know, if I had a fuck you money, I would just travel every day and be probably a low-level criminal. Because we talked about this earlier. It's easier to be a criminal when you're a Rolling Stone with no moss. So you can just go from town to town buying weed off the local pushers with fake counterfeit money. They wouldn't know.
Yeah, I've thought it would be easier to be a serial killer out here. But the problem is we're really tall. It's hard to be sneaky and tall.
Well, as you know, I'm a criminal justice major, and the crimes that you can get away with are crimes of randomness.
Yeah, if you just pick a random person and kill them in every city, eventually they'd probably piece it together. But
They say-
you could be on your way for quite some time.
They say you walk past an average of like 12 to 28 serial killers in your life as an American. And a lot of these serial killers are truckers who are just driving through, completely random.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom's ex-husband was a trucker, and I just found out she was married prior to my father like a year ago. That's kind of weird as a 33-year-old to find out your mom was married before your dad. What else is she hiding?
Yeah.
The first time I got my ass kicked was because my mom lied to me. She told me Santa was real, reinforced that till I was age 12, and I told this kid Michael on the playground, I'm stoked for Santa this year. He said, Santa's fake. And I said, no, he's real, and I spit on him. And he said, I just learned karate, and he kicked my ass.
I think my mom was 36 when she had me.
It's a good age, I suppose. He's getting up there.
That's late. That's pretty late.
Yeah. I mean, in Japan, they're popping them out in the mid-40s. People are getting older at a slower pace. We're aging slower now.
You think so?
That's what I'm hearing, man. Like 34 is the new 24. We're kids.
Well, I think we're just financially stunted. Like people can't afford
That's
to
just-
live like true adults.
That's systemic, though, you know, because our parents, they tell us,
I
go to-
think physically, like on a biological level, people are aging faster. People are getting gross and old looking quicker. But also kids look younger. I don't know.
Well, it's because they're hormonally and chemically sabotaged by all the plastics. They're just like, they're Benjamin Buttoning their way.
Maybe they don't look younger. They just look younger from what we see us to look like.
Yeah.
And they look much younger in comparison to us. Because I think the war at play here in America is food versus evil.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Because food is the baseline of all health. I mean, exercise too, but everyone will tell you diet's the most important thing. And it makes sense, whatever you put in your body. You know, I'm not going to get into why health is important. What I'm saying is, all the food in Germany, at the bus stops, you know, places we'd have like a Subway, McDonald's, that kind of shit. They have juice bars, they have healthy wraps and salad bowls, and it's everywhere. Like, health is mainstream here. And all the people are in shape. That 16-year-old kid that we just met with his dad, he was like huge.
Yeah, you really eat to live, and the people, they're so healthy, they don't carry around this dark energy. There's no bad karma. And, you know, Subway, for example.
Except for that one thing.
Well, yeah, right. But, dude, in Subway, there's yoga mat material in the bread, and their spokesman, Jared's getting fucked in prison right now. So karma will, you know, it's a boomerang. It'll come back. So these people poisoning our wells and feeding me TV, they're gonna get theirs in America, sooner or later. But anyway, back to the ice cream, the bread. We ate a shit ton of it in Germany, and I wasn't slowed down a
Yeah,
bit.
everyone's just eating ice
Yeah,
cream
yeah.
here.
Every day. The ice cream game is insane in Germany. Man.
Yeah, that ice cream we had the other night that was like neon colors and it had Pop Rocks in it. And then beneath it was this chocolate banana. And then under that was a chocolate cone. I'm getting hungry again, man. We need to do something with that meat.
Yeah, you got the meat. We got the meat. We can go.
I had a steak. It wasn't that good.
There's fantastic ice cream too, right down the road. Oh my God.
Should we do that?
We could do that. They have this ice cream called Dubai style. It's chocolate and pistachio.
Okay, I'm down. Let me just say this one thing. I think America uses its control of the food supply to poison Americans on a mass scale, to interfere with our psychological abilities and keep us forever trapped in this eternal slavery / dependence on the medical industry. And it also, it feeds back into the medical industry because you get sick off the food and then you go to the doctor and then they prescribe you medication. And now Big Pharma is directly profiting off of you eating McDonald's.
Well, and piggybacking off what you said, let's come full circle. It started with where we're at now, here in Germany, World War II, almost 80 years ago. One of the head Nazi war scientists, Ansel Keys, because they experimented on people, the Jews, to get science. We were more ethical. We'd only experiment products on animals. And so we wanted some of their intel with
The
science.
Nazis experimented on people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They experimented on the Jews. And during the war trials, we took some of
Don't
their...
say that phrase.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I've been kicked off YouTube 3 times.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. So I'm not familiar with the censorship laws on YouTube.
Just don't say the blank.
Anyway, so the Nazis were experimenting on the Jewish population, and they had all this data. So we contracted scientist Ansel Keys, war criminal, to give over his intel, and we made him head of the FDA. And he turned our food pyramid from fat and protein based to carb based, and we started having things like cereal. Kellogg came about, who's been on record putting things in the cornflakes that have suppressed the sexuality of
As
people.
an anti-masturbatory aid.
And not only
Yeah.
that, they brought amphetamines, antipsychotics, and antidepressants in the pharmaceutical industry and kind of made that a booming business. And that was pretty much the downfall of it all, poisoning us with grains, carbs, pills. And I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is like maybe we're being ran by secret Nazi science.
Yeah, the other day I realized my dad hadn't texted me back in 4 months. And I realized the last thing I sent him was how I found Dr. Mangel's grandson on Instagram. And he's just like some kid that goes to raves now. Dr. Mangel, the angel of death.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's just some kid at a rave.
And that's karma. When you do angel of death shit, your grandson's going to be at a rave doing some weird shit.
I don't know. I think he's probably having a good time because they all migrated to Argentina.
I don't know, man. Raves aren't my thing. I try
They're not mine either. But the people that go to them look like they're happy about it.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, if you like that bass, doom, 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 doom. I'm happy you're happy, but maybe consult a therapist.
Also, there's bees everywhere.
Yeah.
Like imagine you're having a meal outside and there's a lot of flies. Now imagine those flies are bees. Now imagine how you would feel knowing each of those bees has the potential to really fuck with your day. It makes it a little stressful.
They've kind of become socialized, though. They're nice bees. They're not threatening.
They're nice bees, but they still have a weapon. And we are defenseless against them. So we're just having to live in good faith and trust that those bees will be good bees.
Did you hear about that train in World War II that went into a tunnel and got blown up and caved in, and it's full of Nazi gold somewhere in South Germany? No one's ever found it. A Hitler gold train buried in the mountains.
No, I did not. But I heard about someone painting a highway underpass on a flat wall and people crashing into it, like Wile E. Coyote style.
I feel like Hitler was the first influencer because his real name was Schicklgruber, and a lot of influencers are trying to build this hyper reality to escape classic reality, which is going to work all day, having a family, doing normal shit like these people in these small towns are doing. And Hitler just was a guy that hated his last name, so he changed it to be more masculine, like Joseph Stalin. And not only that, he was a failed painter, and that's what they say at least. So maybe he was the first influencer just trying to create his own hyper reality, and thus became somewhat of a distorted visionary.
This comedian has a joke about that being Hitler being the first podcaster. I'm trying to look up Hitler's last name, but I have no service.
It's definitely Schicklgruber.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I've done research. It's definitely a thing.
I have too. I'm not discounting your research, but I haven't looked into it. No. That's one of those things I thought I would have looked into, But we're in a farm. We're in the middle of nowhere, and I slept outside last night, and that was actually really nice.
Yeah, you slept with the wolves. This forest is abundant with wolves.
Nice.
Yeah.
You think they would have eaten me in my sleep if they found me?
Not like the ticks, man. I've pulled 4 ticks. Tick on the base of my dick. They're fucking out here. They are out here, man.
I thought I felt one on my calf last night.
Yeah,
that might have just been the hash getting to me.
Ooh, yeah. Our little baking hut. It's called the baking hut because there's a giant oven that I sleep above. It's infiltrated with little mice. You'll hear like 20 mice having a party in the walls, a little ratatouille party every night in the walls.
Hey, we're all sharing this planet together, and the further you get out of the city, the more you get into that kind of stuff.
And as 2 guys that love Austin and love America, that have been traveling Europe all summer, the world definitely is a book, and if you don't travel it, you don't read it. And even though I appreciate a lot of cultures out here, being away this long makes me appreciate Austin, Texas, and our friends back home.
Yeah, this whole time I've pretty much wanted to go home. But yeah. I've been enjoying it, but also life is like, I have life fine-tuned to a T back home.
Sure.
Like I have everything just exactly adjusted how I want it.
Right.
And I guess you'd call that a comfort zone. I talked about this on another podcast, but I have never had a comfort zone that I had to get out of before.
You know what?
So it was nice to do that.
Every summer I come to Europe. Maybe next summer we should go to the jungles of South America, do a podcast in the jungle. Let's get real uncomfortable. I want to cut through the jungle with a machete and behead a fucking anaconda and eat its meat, and maybe haggle with an indigenous tribe that has violent intentions because I'm one of them, those ghost-faced white people.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend's probably going to be there. But yeah, South America's dope. I've been there.
You have?
They're steely. They're very steely.
Yeah.
I've been to Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Panama. That's Central America. Peru's the coolest place ever, man. I've always wanted to go to Machu Picchu. And when I saw it for the first time, coca leaves are legal there. So you can just take them, you chew on them, your mouth gets numb.
Can you boof it?
You could. I wouldn't recommend it. What I did, though, was they just give them out for free. Every hostel you go to, there's just a bowl of coca leaves and a thing of hot water, and you pour water and you put the coca leaves and you stir it up, put a little sugar in. You're just drinking coca leaves.
The gum disease must be terrible.
I took a bunch and I stuffed this water bottle just full of coca leaves.
And you were high.
And then I was shaking it and I was leaving it in the sun, letting it bake and soak. And then I was just slamming that on the way up to Machu Picchu. And I was just yacked out. Just seeing Machu Picchu for the first time looked like an acid trip. It was this, I mean, you've seen the pictures. It's exactly that, but on a massive scale. And it's at the top of this mountain. And you're like, how did they get up here? And then you look at another mountain, it's higher, and there's more buildings on the top of that. And you're just like, what the fuck, man? It feels like you're an avatar.
So drinking cocaine's better than snorting it?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But it didn't turn me into a complete tweaker and ruin my night to where all I wanted to do was do more of it. But it gave me a nice...
it was cleaner.
It gave me a nice buzz.
Okay, you couldn't OD on it.
No, I mean, I'm sure if I tried.
Wow.
But no, it was rather, it didn't feel illegal. It wasn't so good that I was like, this is crazy. It was just like, oh yeah, we're up here. And it's also, they say it's a cure for altitude sickness. So the whole time I'm just like, yeah, I'm really high up.
Jeez. I need to go to Machu Picchu.
You really do, man.
It's one of them alien sites.
Yeah, and then we were getting cocaine for like $7 a gram in Colombia.
Jesus. Man, I'm already pretty high energy. You start your morning with like 5 coffees.
I
I'm
had to leave.
impressed.
I was gonna die.
Oh, because you were having too much cocaine?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And the food was terrible.
Oh, I'm sure, because they're on cocaine all the time.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
It was. I could not get a single good meal in Colombia, man. The best meal I had was Subway.
Oh,
And then I was like, I was hungry because we had eaten at 3 places and they were all so bad I couldn't finish the food. So we get back to the hostel and I'm like, I'm gonna Uber eat some shit. I get a burger. I'm like, you can't fuck up a burger. The burger comes, it's the worst burger I've ever had in my life. There's like chunks of fat in the meat that was like chewy. And I was like, that's it, we're going to Peru.
that's cartel.
And
That's
I
cartel
pull out-
victim.
I pull out my laptop and I'm like, I immediately book us tickets to Peru. And then all the food in Peru was like the best food I've ever had. Apparently Barcelona has the best food,
It's good.
best quality.
It's- the
like
pig's
best
good.
bang for your buck.
They got pigs hanging in a cave for 20, 30 years, and they take it out of their salt brine. Some of them pigs are almost as old as us, hanging in a cave, since like before the Patriot Act.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does it not get like bad? How does it not go bad
The salt preserves it. Yeah.
for that long, huh?
Yeah, for that long, man. Salt brine. The Africans used to trade salt for gold.
That makes sense.
Yeah. When I'm a coastal in San Diego visiting home, just swimming in the ocean, man, I just feel younger. Salt just like, it's a game changer.
Yeah, as soon as I got in the water at Croatia, I felt like I was healing.
Wonderful out there.
I hadn't been in salt water in years.
Yeah, the biggest praying mantis ever seen was in Croatia. Split. I captured him and made him my pet for 4 days before I left. Then I let him free.
Actually, that's not true. I was in Mexico a few months ago.
Yeah, there's some good Mexican places. The water there, down there in the Yucatan, Jesus, man.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I gotta sneeze. All right, I'm cutting it.